Hey guys, so I ran Blackrock Depths 100 times to test on my RNG and see what kind of loot I could get. This used to be a big dungeon back in the day to run to fill up the auction house, but I haven't run it in a while, so I figured I'd come give it a shot. So before I get into the loot I was able to get, let me show you the route I like to take. Because this is one of those dungeons that has 100 different routes you could take, and it could get confusing. And I'm not saying this is the route you have to take, this is just the route I prefer. So we're just gonna come in and we're gonna round everything up. This is one of the dungeons where I pull everything to the end and then kill it. Just seems to be quicker that way. There's also quite a few unique items that drop here that have a pretty good value to them. I'll show you a few you should be on the lookout for here. So we're just gonna keep running around. I pull all of these guys, and make sure you bring skinning for this, because you can get a ton of thick leather from here. And then I pull that group there, and then I kill this boss because she seems to glitch out a lot and will reset and run back. So I just kill her right there on the spot. And then we run through, we pull these side rooms. Don't forget these side rooms. And sometimes I'll just kill these mobs right here because they cast a stupid net that will root you over and over sometimes, and it just becomes super frustrating. But this run I didn't. I just pulled them all so I could show you how I normally do this run. And then, so once you got them all pulled, you're going to come down here and you're going to go through this door right here. You'll pull everything on this lower level. And then look at me get stuck right there. Nobody saw that. Just pretend that didn't happen. I'm not even going to edit that out. And then we run up top here. We'll pull everything on the second level here. And I'd like to take a second to remind everybody to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future farms, and so you're entered in the 10 million gold giveaway. So we're going to come back up here. Now what I normally do is I'll tag that guy right there real quick, target him, and then I'll just proceed around the circle pulling everything. You can normally run right along the bottom here and it will aggro all of the mobs. Sometimes you got to stop and wiggle a bit. You know how it is when you're pulling lower level mobs. And then I'll use Soothe right around here to pull that last group. And then sprint out of here. Anything to avoid those damn mobs that root you. And then I'll come down here and I'll pull this boss at the end here. And there's the root I was talking about. Sometimes it'll get caught in a loop like this, and it'll just happen over and over. It could be rather frustrating. And yes, I know you can shapeshift out of it, and there's a macro for it. This was my 100th run. I was tired and just not thinking straight. And then what I'll do is I'll target that group back there, pull them, and then I'll target that guy in that room as well, so I don't have to run into the room. And then we'll come in, we'll come out, and then I'll use Soothe again as I'm running by the room, if I don't get rooted first. So the goal is just to get as many mobs chasing you as possible. And then when you do the jump coming up here, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then come in here, I'll target that boss, soothe him, and then run over here, pull this last group. And I always turn around, check to see the mobs are still chasing me. And this is where you jump down. Jump down here, kill these mobs. And then you'll stand at the side of this wall here and just line of sight the mobs that are coming. And if you got a bunch, usually they'll chain reaction and they'll pull a bunch more mobs as they're running down to you. And I'd like to mention, I've created an in-game community and a Discord for people interested in sharing farming tips with each other and putting together some group farms. The link for both of those will be in the description below. So you just stand here for a minute, let everything gather up. And as you see, it will chain reaction and pull a bunch more mobs along with it. And then you just kill them and loot them. That's the route I like to take. And this is why I say bring skinning, because each one of these dogs can be skinned. So I'm going to just finish looting, skinning these mobs, and then we'll go take a look at the loot I was able to get from running this 100 times. I'll see y'all there. All right, let's take a look at the loot we got from those 100 runs. So we'll start up top here with the Swashbuckler's eye patch. It doesn't sell for very much, but it's got a really high sales rate. I've always sold these, so I always stick them on the auction house. They sell off pretty quick. And it's unique. Cool looking red little eye patch there. And then we got some Ebonhold gauntlets, quite a few of these. Another item that doesn't sell for a lot, but has a high sell rate, so I always keep it. And they're cool looking gloves. And then I got a bunch of these fiery weapon enchants. Only about 400 gold a piece, but good sell rate. And then some Lord's leg guards going for about 285 gold. Another one of those high sell rate items. And then a Ring of the Saviors going for about 14,000 gold. Another one of those items I don't know why people buy, but they do. So I always stick them on the auction house. Then some Battle Chasers Greaves. This is Blackrock Depths only item. This is one of those items I told you to be on the lookout for. Going for about 56,000 gold. Can't really see it on my character. Let's do this. I play a troll, so you can't really tell all that much. And then some Alabaster Plate Leggings going for about 3.4k. Not much to look at, but they'll sell. Some Ebon Hold Leggings going for about 1.8k. Good sales rate on those two. Then I got a Judge's Gavel going for about 24,000 gold. Unique item. Looks pretty cool. Also a Blackrock Depths only item. Then I got the Spire of the Stone Shaper. It's only going for about 100,000 gold on my server, but it's got a market value of 1.4 million and a historical price of 1 million. So this is definitely a good item. It's also unique. Somebody will buy this. Let's take a look at what it looks like. Pretty cool looking staff there. Then we got some Mithril Scale Shoulders going for about 9k. A Masker Sword of the Aurora going for only 200 gold, but it's got a good sales rate, so I'll stick it up there. Pretty cool looking sword. All right, come over here. And then I got a Rib Splitter, only going for about 7k on my server, which is really low, but it's unique, and this is another one of those Blackrock Depths only items. Funny looking little axe there. Then I got a Hammer of the Northern Wind. Actually, I got two of those, going for about 7.7k on my server. Funny looking little hammer. Also a unique item, but this is a world drop. Not bad. Then some Overlord's Crown, going for about 300 gold. Good sale rate. Just a funny looking headpiece. Then I got some Wormslayer Spalders, going for about 300 gold. Big old shoulders. People love that stuff. Then we got two of the Funeral Pyre Vestments, going for 2.8k. Also, not unique, but there's only one other appearance, and being the price is so low on this, these will sell. I've sold bunches of these in the past. Then an Overlord's Chest Plate. Nice shiny chest plate. That's pretty neat looking, actually. Going for 500 gold on my server with a really high sales rate. And then I got 4 of the Ebon Hold armor, going for 1.3k. Good sales rate. Kind of hard to see, but you can kind of get a little bit of an appearance there. And then I got a ton of just materials. Black diamonds. They don't sell for much, but they all add up. And then some pristine black diamonds. These are a super rare drop. Like I said, I ran this 100 times and got 1. So you might get one, you might not. And just a bunch of cloth, which I'll probably turn into something else to make a little bit more gold. And then a bunch of thick leather. This is why I recommend bringing a Skinner, because these are almost 5,000 gold a stack. And I got a little over 2 stacks. Plus, I disenchant all the greens that aren't worth keeping. And that's almost 14,000 gold a stack there. And I managed to get 1,500 of them. So overall, not too bad. So if we look at the overall price, it looks like 1.6 million gold, which is about 160,000 gold an hour. But that's market value. As I was saying, this farm is run a lot on my server. I don't know who's doing it, but there's a few people who are apparently running this a ton, and they're killing the price. So if we look at what it's selling for on my server alone, only 288,000 gold, which is about 28,000 gold an hour, which is absolutely terrible. So I definitely recommend doing your research before coming and doing this farm, or putting them on a server where they sell for much more. Definitely wouldn't run it again, not on my server, but if you happen to be on one of the servers where it is 160,000 gold an hour or more, definitely recommend adding this to your farming routine. Well, thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.